Welcome to Shell Shocked, everybody. I hope you share this and get everybody to join. We're going to have a good time tonight. It's Ask Shell Anything night, and that means anything, guys. No holds barred. Let's go. Let me know you're here by saying hello in the comments. And I really appreciate y'all being here. Just to let you know a little bit about who I am, I'm Shell. I run a show called Shell Shocked with Pirate Radio, and that's James R. He's got his own show. They're out of Hawaii, and Pirate Radio and I get along very well. We do a lot of great things together, normally a big space every Thursday night at 8 p.m. on X, and we have a lot of great guests there. We have more than I could have ever imagined from that space, to be honest with you. I'd like to start bringing that right here to YouTube and bring Shell Shocked in. I'm going to go one on one with some guests, and I'm going to have some great interviews, I hope, in the near future. So I want to kind of get to know everybody, let everybody get to know me, and let y'all know that I like to have a lot of fun. I also like to be serious. I also like to travel. I used to be a truck driver, so I have some colorful language. But I see we've got some viewers. Say hi in the comments so I know who's here and we can get the conversation started. If you have a question for me, like I said, no hold barred. Ask Shell anything. And please share this on your social media platforms. Let's get some folks in here. I'd like to get some subscribers and some other things going and just have a lot of fun. So, what do I do on my show? You may ask. Since nobody's in the chat, y'all scared. Anyway, so what Shell does is Shell Shocked. It is a kind of like a podcast. It's set up sometimes with some very big guests. I've had 6 members of Congress in my show at one time. I do a lot of, hi, Marcia. I do a lot of commentary and political talk. We also have a lot of fun. We'll dedicate the first hour or so to some politics and our guests, and then we'll have something called the manscaping hour, where we just try to put it all behind us and we try to have a little fun. Just get it out of mind, out of sight for a little while, take a break and breathe. Because the political atmosphere is extremely heated right now. We've got a big election coming up, everybody knows that. But sometimes we just like to take a break from that. So that's why we have the manscaping hour. It's a lot of fun. We bring a lot of people up on the mics and we just get into it to a point where I'm usually laughing so hard I'm crying. It is an amazing, amazing time. My kids just came in like bulldozers. I didn't even know they were coming in. My life. Oh, such a roller coaster ride sometimes. I do love their laughter, though. I do love giving the hugs and kisses and the good mornings and the good nights. It's always just wonderful to have that kind of love in your life. So unconditional. Marcia, you got any questions for Shell? We do a lot over there on chat or social. And Marcia and I have a great time over there. We've learned a lot about that new platform. Going to be using that a lot too for Shell Shocked and Pirate Radio. And hopefully we get started over there very, very soon. I do a lot of other shows too. So it's really kind of, tough to make time for all of this, but I'm going to try. Chatter Social is a brand new, still in beta testing. Uh, social media site that you can get on, and it's kind of a lot like Spaces, but better. Oh my gosh, is it better? It's got live cams. You can bring at least 4 people up on cams for live chatting. You can have unlimited co-hosts and speakers. You're not limited to anything. You can live stream events, movies, uh, anything that's happening. Live stream from where you're at and what you're doing. Everything about Chatter Social is fantastic in my book. Always got great rooms and great conversations over there. And it's just a neat place to be. I want to spend some more time over there. I hope that if you are involved with Chatter Social, you come find me there at Shell. And then you can get on Chatter Social. It's available on Android and iPhones. So you can ask me for an invite because they are in beta testing. You can't just jump right in there. And I'll send you an invite. I've got plenty of them. We'll bring you right on. How many shows do I do? Well, let's see. Monday through Thursday. Let's start with that. I do the Rob Manus show on X, and I do the producing of the space for him while he does a live show on at Worldview Tube. Worldview Tube is a great place to be when it comes to a television network, and it's wonderful to live stream television into a space, and that's where the Colonel, Rob Manus, takes live calls for his live broadcast. And so I manage that. And then I do Monday nights with the David Pollock Show out of Orlando, Florida. I moderate that show in space, and I also stream it live into the space. And it is a fantastic show. It's got it's got so much about it, like Puppet Carlson. I mean, who thought a puppet would be on a show that looked like Tucker Carlson, named Puppet Carlson, right? But smart as a whip. We give him a lot of shit all the time. It's really fun, but it's just a fantastic show to get into if you want to hear all of the days going on or week of politics. It's a great summary. David's got great guests. I'm very good friends with him, and we do a lot together in other things too. But boy, I'll tell you what, how many shows do I do? Goodness gracious. Let's see. I do Wednesday night pop-ups with I'm Fired Up, Chad Caton. I do that at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time if he's on, and that is through Freedom First Television. We do a big show there, and Chad's always got his hair on fire. That's always a good one. He's got some pretty strong political views about things, and he might not agree with them, but he really brings it and he puts it all on the table, and I love that kind of a show. And then of course my show Shell Shock Thursday nights, and then Monday through Friday 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. I will be on the Punch Bowl. And Marcia, I think you're the only one watching right now, to be honest with you. But I will do the Punch Bowl Town Square on X on Spaces. I usually help co-host over there, or I'll be in the audience, or I'll get up on a mic, and we have great conversations over there. It's a lot of fun, and I don't make every day, but I do try to make it at least 3 times a week in there to help out and have those great town square conversations. But if we don't get any more people in here, Marcia, I don't know how much longer I'll be on. Do you have any other questions? But I do a lot of shows. I do a lot. Let's see. I did Crypto Lawyer's show last night with him. He had the gentleman on that was with Barack Obama and blew the whistle on his intercourse with Obama and a lot of the things that are happening with him during lawsuits that are currently ongoing, and explained a lot of things to us that, I mean, it is what it is. He's his name's Stanley, but he really brought a lot of information that I didn't know, provided it's true or not. I always do things these spaces with a grain of salt, because some of the guests, I agree with, some I don't, even my own. I bring a lot of different views, and I start a lot of fights because I don't take anything from anybody. People start DMing me and they start telling me how to act or what to say, or how to use my language correctly. And they're always judging, critiquing, and I just basically tell them, suck it, because I'm Chelle, and there's not going to be any changes there. And they get angry and they get on a mic, or they tell me I'm rude, and I just say thank you. But, we have this etiquette that we go by, and I get a lot of crap from that too. But I can't lose control of the conversation, because then the conversation loses its value. Once it loses its value, there's no reason to be continuing. So I do get, heavy handed, and use my fist and pound it on a table every once in a while, get everybody back in line and get the conversation, going again, and the ship, straightened out again. But, just is what it is. We deal with a lot in the back channels. We do a lot of stuff that people don't even see or hear in the space, because they don't realize that we're constantly communicating on, questions or actions, or when we'll wrap up, or, who's in the space, who we're going to bring up, who popped in, who's a big swinging dog, and who's going to get in there and be beneficial to our space, and who we're going to bring up. So there's a lot to it, a lot of back channeling going on during those spaces. And when I get that podcast going here, it's just going to be me, just Chelle one-on-one with a guest. And we'll be live on camera, and we'll be doing it the way I want to do it. Being teamed up with Pirate Radio is really good, though. I mean, it's benefited both of us. It was a really good decision to collaborate and merge our shows. So that's been fun. But I still only have one viewer. And I'm going to have to build this up, Marcia. We're going to have to, brainstorm for YouTube. Well, thank you, Marcia. I appreciate that. I'm going to test something, because this is my first time that I can... Oh, there it is. I put you in a bubble on the screen. That's awesome. I can highlight comments. That's really great. I love it. I know we're only 12 minutes in, but I'm really hoping to get some more viewers. But it'll build itself. I'm not going to stress over it. Normally I would say, you know what, just screw it. I'm out of here. Nobody cares. But nobody's used to this yet, including myself. So I'll get going on YouTube. I've been increasing my subscribers. It's been very nice seeing people join my channel, enjoying the content. I don't get a lot of political things that I post on my channel, because I'll leave that to X and everybody who wants to argue about it over there. So I try to just kind of keep an even keel and put some, videos that I think that people will like, and content that I think that they can relate to, whether it's happening to me or not. It doesn't matter to me. If it impacts me, and I say, I really like that, whether it applies to me or not, I'll post it. A lot of people read into that kind of stuff, but I don't care. As long as they're enjoying it, and as long as they're, hey, it's all good. So I got a really good video I posted the other day. Turns out I was the one holding the knife, but so far, if I can recall correctly, it has 2.6 thousand views now, and it's getting even better. So my viewers are going up, which I really enjoy and I like, because I view a lot of other people's things and I like to support them too. And I hope that people come here and start supporting, a weekly live with me, maybe even more. Who knows? Just get on here and chat with folks, get to know them, let them get to know me, and, spread the word and grow. Get ready to launch my show here, which I'm very excited for, Marcia. I don't know if you knew I was going to do that. I hadn't really spoken to you about that yet. We've all been about chatter. But yeah, YouTube's going to be big for me. I don't care if I only have 3 or 4 or 10 viewers. It doesn't matter to me. My guest is what matters, and what we bring to the table is what's going to matter. And it's not going to always be politics here. I want guests that are going to bring innovative things and ideas, products maybe, maybe some horse trainers, because I love horses. I might get some gardening people on here. I might get some, artists that do, music and a lot of different genres of things besides politics, because this is where I'm going to have my sanctuary here on YouTube. I don't want to just do politics. I can't. Um, what's happening in the political, you know, uh, stratosphere right now is just beyond me. I can't support anything right now. I just uh, I just think it's going downhill, and I need solitude from it because my show on X and Rumble, it saturates me, and I have to get away from it. I have not taken time out for myself to have some fun and get to know people here on YouTube and Chatter. I need to go over there more often. But as you know, Marcia, had a big flood. Superstorm Debbie got me, that tropical storm that came through. Um, Still not sure about my well pump, although the water's gone down enough that I'm hoping that Monday we can have it checked out and that will be corrected. We get water back into the house if, in fact, it's still operational. The water came up fast and furious. It threw, I mean, my yard's a wreck. It threw trees, branches, the kids' toys, chairs that are solid wood just went everywhere, wrecked my, outside AC and heat unit. Um, all kinds of things happened there. And it was really something that I've been dealing with lately. But this is that sanctuary that I can kind of cut away from the happenings in life and just kind of, well, thanks, Marcia. I really appreciate you posting it on X. I did too. I probably should go over there and share that. But you know, those are my plans, and I'm going to just keep telling you so I can get used to talking about it and talking here on YouTube. I want United Spot to join me every once in a while and have some fun. They make me laugh. Oh my God, they're so funny. Um, they're smart too, and I could really appreciate that, and how that they can bring humor into the political atmosphere today. I really enjoy that. So, and I appreciate you posting that on X, honey. I really do. Hold on a second. I'm going to do the same thing. Really something. Our social media platforms. Sometimes things hit, sometimes they don't. Sometimes people are like, YouTube, it's not a space. They can't get on a mic. They can't, do all of the things that they would like to do on a mic, hear their own voice, their own opinion, the world according to them, and all the other things that go along with it. It's really something how the difference of social media users on each platform are. It's crazy. But I don't know. I don't see where you posted it. I'm looking for it though. I'll share it here real quick if I can. Yeah, I don't see it on your page or anything. You said on X? How do I keep up with so many platforms? Well, a lot of people don't like to do this, but I keep notifications on. Um, Other things that help me are the people that I collaborate with. They help me a lot. They will, you know, uh, DM me real quick, or they'll text me. Most of them have my number. The ones that collaborate with me, they have my number. They'll text me real quick, ask me to jump into a space or a podcast, or even here on YouTube. United Spot will send me a link and text me real quick and say, hey, come join the show. And I'll go over there and chatter. Same thing. You guys let me know you're running a room, and, I'll try to jump in over there. As far as keeping up with it, uh, here lately it's been harder because of the things that I've had to, deal with outside of social media. But, sometimes, because I'm alone, besides my daughter and kids, which they pretty much stay occupied doing their things. Um, I have time to kind of cruise through and keep up with things, check on friends, join different spaces, and just, I guess that's how I keep up with it. I don't know. I hadn't really thought about how I keep up with it. It's just so automatic for me now. It's just like second nature. I've done it for a while now. So I don't do as much on Parlor as I would like to do. I don't do as much on Getter and True Social that I would like to do, but they just don't offer some of the things that, I would use as utilities and tools to run, what I do normally on X or now on Chatter. So that's one of the differences. I've kind of cut back on those platforms because the benefits of the platforms that I, currently use a lot just offer more. They just do. There's more benefits to them. There's a bigger audience. There's a better way to communicate there. They have video, like Chatter and X. You can live stream and do the things that you want on some of those platforms that you can't on the others. So yeah, I kind of backed off. Although, and Instagram makes no sense to me. It really doesn't. I think most people on Instagram are DM people. Uh, I get a lot of DMs soliciting me. I know friends who solicit it. That they'll follow people that don't even post, and it's because of DMs, and they're doing whatever they want in those DMs. Either getting dopamine hits or love bombing and then moving on to the next DM or whatever they're doing. I was doing that. I'm not gonna lie. I was using it for DMs. Now it's just my kids for DMs. I shut down all other DMs because I just didn't want to engage in that type of behaviors anymore, I guess you could call it. So the behaviors on Instagram, um, I will follow certain people, even if I don't politically agree with them. I follow a lot of Trump people now. I decided to just pull the trigger on Instagram because I want to see what my enemies are doing. And believe me, both parties are my enemies. And I know people don't understand that because some people just go, oh, are you kidding me? You don't support, or you don't support Trump, or you don't do this. I don't support anything that's not benefiting the United States of America, my family, and my well being, my safety. And it just seems like both parties are lacking. And I'm talking from the top down, I'm talking Congress, the Senate, they're all lacking. And, these family dynasties that we're seeing, I don't like that either. And if I follow them, I can keep up with them and I know what I'm up against, what my talking points for shows are going to be. Um, I can't bring myself to follow some of them that I should be following, like Harris, Walls, things like that. I should be following them on Instagram, but I am on Twitter. And so I pretty much see everything anyway. And they all sicken me. They all sicken me. It's a fight for our souls, and I feel like we're all losing that fight, and it's sad. But I do follow people that turn my stomach. You know what I'm saying? I even follow Krasensteins. I know Krasenstein, however you want to say it. Oh, are you loading Chatter Social? Okay. Are you starting a room, Marcia? But if you are you loading me on Chatter Social? That would be awesome. But if you are, you got to let me know. Keep me up, and maybe I'll jump in there on my cell phone. I have to use my iPad for this now because my laptop is toast, and I lost my TV. I lost the air conditioner. Don't know about the well pump yet. I lost some other things and things that But I'll get a laptop again, hopefully in the near future. Oh, no room. Okay. Uh, but and then I'll get going a little bit more on YouTube with lives and not using an avatar. It's I was shocked that I was able to do it on my iPad. I was shocked I was able to get into my um, YouTube studio on the iPad. I thought I was limited now just to my cell phone, and that wasn't, an option. And I figured it out here. Chatter, I'll have to figure out if it's going to be compatible with the iPad. I like it. It's a bigger screen. I see it better. I wish it was just my a laptop, but unfortunately, that's out right now. But I'll get there. I'll get there. It's gonna be fun here in the future. I'm getting lined out. I had to get a lot of my um you said yes. How do I load you? Boy, you better get with Nelson with that one. Nelson, everybody who's watching, is the CEO of Chatter Social. And he's taught us a lot. But as far as loading the YouTube channel, not sure, Marcia. I know they've done it. I know they were doing it with Cindy. I'll remember her last name here in a minute. And I know they were doing it with YouTube Music. And they were live streaming all of those things. They were live streaming a basketball game. And you can cast the everything that you're doing in Chatter Social, you can cast to your television. It's fantastic. So you can literally interact on your device while you're watching people camming up and doing all of the different things that they can do right there on Chatter Social. So it's really great. You can have a movie night and have 200 people in there watching the movie with you while you're chatting, and enjoying a movie and, sharing some popcorn and all the good stuff. I think it's fantastic. And the sky's the limit for Chatter Social. It's just going to just get so big. And like I said, if you guys need an invite, if you download it on your um, devices, it's available on I, iPhone and Android. So you can get in there and get an invite from me or Marcia. Sub to her or follow her on X, and you guys can get any invitations that you need to get into the beta testing and grow with Chatter Social. It's going to be fantastic. I like YouTube too, though. YouTube is going to be my sanctuary. Chatter Social's even pushed me into the political realm of things that I so desire to step away from. And I just can't see doing that 24/7. Um, I would love to see people get their products that they have available, whether they're making T-shirts and advertise their little own home businesses and cam up and show us all these good things that they're making or they're offering and connect with a lot of people so their businesses will grow. I think that's going to be fantastic for Chatter Social. Okay, get it set up, girl. I'll jump in there on my cell phone and interact. I got to see this for myself because this will be a first for me. And then you can teach me how to do it. I'll go live and then I'll start my own room on Chatter and be live in there. That would be great. And that way I can stream there. I can stream on YouTube. I can stream it live to X. I'll stream it live everywhere. It'll be great. But I didn't stream on X tonight. And I'll tell you why. Because they'll get in there and they'll start asking me about politics. When I say ask me anything, I've kind of branded myself in the political arena, and I'd like to change that a little bit. I really do. I want people to start asking me questions about maybe where do you live? Where have you traveled? Where were you born? Uh, are you married? Are you single? Those are the kinds of things I was expecting. But if I go on X, I will immediately get bombarded by 2,000 political questions because of my show there and the things that I do. So YouTube will be my sanctuary to hopefully get away from that. And Chatter Social also. I don't mind being in the political arena there. I get it. But when I start some rooms, I'm going to be tapping that down a little bit and getting a little relief from the political arena by presenting other things, like some great interviews over there with, or and here on YouTube with, some great people like Daniel Baldwin. Oh, I want to have him back so bad, but I want him here on YouTube one on one so we can talk about his entire family dynasty in Hollywood and things like that. Things that are very interesting to me, also, besides politics. What is fantastic about what I'm going to be doing on YouTube also is bringing people on that make things. I want them to be live on camera with me and showing me how to make something, like stained glass or, just things like that. And if there's YouTubers here that uh, stream those things, I'd love to join them and do interviews on, how it's all done. Just, give the information on how to enjoy your life and not just talk about politics. So that's very interesting to me too. And that's why it will only be Shell Shocked. It will not be Pirate Radio with me. We will leave that to the X Nation platform and our podcast there on Rumble, and we'll leave that there. What I would love to do is have some horse trainers on, and all the other things that I would like to expand with. Interviews on how tos or where you've been, or and maybe some political guests too. Like Sal Greco, and people like that. I could have a lot of guests. I have a lot of reach. I've met a lot of people, all in the political arena, but it's time to expand a little bit and go beyond that brand of politics and get branded in life. What's everybody doing in their life? What are you making? Are you making music? Come tell me about it. How are you doing it? What are you making? Are you making pottery? Come tell me about it. Show me what you're doing on camera. Show us how to get involved. Are you doing yoga? Are you a physical fitness instructor? All those things. I have so many things I want to talk about with people. And this here on YouTube is going to be where it's going to happen. And I'm so glad that you joined me tonight. Hi, Larry. How are you? My favorite type of music. Well, I'll tell you, I don't. I have like top favorites. I have classical music that I love. I love Brahms. I love Mozart. Um, I just love to close my eyes and relax and forget about the world, decompress when I listen to that music. Then I have driving music. Larry, I'm glad you're good, honey. I have driving music. I love very upbeat music when I'm driving. I usually listen to Pitbull. I'm not gonna lie to you. I love the beat. I love that I can dance going down the road, move a little bit, because when I do long distances, sometimes I'll do a 16-hour drive during a day. Get halfway across the country, get a few hours of sleep, and then drive the rest of the way. So I listen to a lot of music while I'm driving, and it motivates me. The Pitbull channel motivates me. I love it. I also like some country. I do not like bubblegum country. I love more the older classic country. So that is some that I will listen to. I also really, really love, believe it or not, um, I just forgot the name of it. Don't ask me why. I did. Holy smokes. I love everything, dude. I love all kinds of music. But Celtic, that's what I was trying. I love Celtic music. Um, there's something about it that's very whimsical to me. And when I'm in the mood, I love to turn some Celtic music on and just, relax and kind of move around listening to that. But other than that, anything usually makes me happy except just straight rap music. I will not listen to it. Can't understand most of it, to be honest with you. And I would rather just listen to, um, other types of music. Yeah, that's usually the only music that I'll just shut down. I won't listen to it. But traveling music, trucking music, all the good stuff out there. I love storytelling in music. If it Marty Robbins is one of my favorite country artists. He tells the best stories in his songs that I've ever heard. Him and Johnny Cash. I mean, nobody can really compare to them. In my book, their storytelling abilities in song cannot be matched. Be honest with you. But that's what I really love more about music, and I also really super duper love Spanish music. And I'm not talking just Mexican music. I'm talking Spanish, like Bésame Mucho. Bésame Mucho is one of my favorite songs. It's so, just seductive and sexy, and the language is so beautiful, and that I love it. And it's just, oh, I can't get enough of some Spanish, really good Spanish music. It's wonderful. But I'm going to jump into chatter here real quick and see if Marcia has made progress. I'm very curious about that. I'm learning a lot about it too. So let's jump into chatter. We'll see if she's got that link going. We'll have a little surprise. I don't see any. So apparently she's not got that going yet. I have met a lot of great folks on Chatter Social, y'all. Not gonna lie, it is a platform to be desired for any podcaster. It is a platform to be desired for any filmmaker. It is a platform to be desired because of the studio abilities for any music maker. And it's a platform to be desired for any political host. And of course, that's where I fit in there. But hopefully, I will take my YouTube um, sanctuary to chatter in a few different ways every once in a while there too. So that'll be a lot of fun, and it's just a whole new ball game for me. Um, I've had to reaffirm myself. I went through and still have bouts of depression over circumstances that I could not control, that I felt like I should be controlling, but the more I tried, they got out of control even more. Uh, Okay, Marcia, that's okay, honey. We'll figure it out. Nelson will get with us, and we'll learn how to do it. It's all good. But anyway, I've had to reaffirm myself uh, in my strengths instead of my weaknesses. I was focusing a lot on my weaknesses and a lot of anger over circumstances I couldn't control. A lot of wishful thinking that never came to fruition. A lot of misjudgment and assumptions because of the way I was being enamored by people that didn't really feel the way that I thought they did. And then I've established a lot of really neat friendships that have supported me through some roller coaster rides I never imagined that I would be going through. It's amazing the things that can happen to you in 1 year. Uh, it's amazing the things that God can also do for you with one conversation with Him. And I'm learning to value that above all things now, because he really has straightened me out in the last week. Um, Explained to me that my anger didn't need to be there. My questions about things that didn't seem to make sense to me were answered. And some feelings that I had were perfectly, and I mean perfectly, explained to me in a matter of, in a godly way that I was like, holy smokes, it really wasn't that type of feeling I thought it was. I was more enamored and I was more attached because of loneliness and feeling that void of loneliness than I was in love. And I mean when God sits you down, and I mean sits you down and says, "Look, you need to focus on me again, because you walked away." And then he tells you some really harsh realities and says, when you put your faith in other people, they will lead you astray every time, because what is meant for them is not meant for you. And if they don't focus on me, I don't want to lose you. So I'm gonna sit you down real hard and make you focus on me again. And after the revelation of what God spoke to me in my spirit, I realized he's so right. Oh my gosh, he's so right. And it gave me so much peace. And I realized that I never want to hear that scripture where Jesus says, the worst thing you could ever hear is, "Go away from me, for I never knew you. Depart from me, for I never knew you." It made me realize that even when I said, "Oh, thank God you're okay," I never really stopped and actually thanked God. It just became a simple term to throw out there to let somebody know you cared, right? So I never actually thanked God. Do I pray for him? Absolutely. Now I did. I prayed for people in the wrong manner, and that's another thing God sat me down on. Some people that you want in your life want their own life, not a godly life. They want what pleases them, what brings them pleasure, what gives them dopamine hits. Uh, you know, different women in their bed or men in their bed all the time. I experienced that myself a few weeks ago. Holy crap! Just, um, I lost it when I realized that that could take place, that could actually happen, and you wouldn't think twice about it because it's so accepted nowadays, and it's so easy to do. That's shocking to me now. Shocking that I would even consider taking part in something like that without God being in the middle of it. Shocking that I would let an evil entity make me feel like what I did was my business, and that who I hurt doing it doesn't matter because it satisfied me anyway. It satisfied my own hunger for someone else's body. It satisfied my own, mind and freedom to tell people that, I don't want you, but, for one certain thing. It won't come to fruition, whatever you're wishing for, hoping for. Uh, I'm going to do my own thing regardless. It's not going to come to, and that's when, and when I was doing that, that's when I knew I was walking away from God, that I was just straight leaving him behind. When my worldly pleasure meant more to me than my eternity, boy, he sat me down in a hurry day before yesterday. He sat me down hard. And it came to a very strong stirring of my spirit and hearing his voice again, very loud, that straightened me out. And then I started to realize I need to focus on him first and then everything else. So when I get into things that I'm not supposed to be into, when I want things I'm not supposed to want, when I want a person I'm not supposed to want, God shut it all down. He shut it all down for my own good, and I didn't even realize it until he told me, "Hey, I'm shutting it down. I need your attention again. We need to talk." And that was awesome. I thought it would hurt because I was crying when I went to God, and I was hurting so bad. The pain has been overwhelming for a long time. The not having the ability to understand what was transpiring in my mind, in my heart, my emotions, in my daily activities, in things that were happening that I couldn't control. you know uh, the disillusion I have in both political parties, and the trouble I'm having trying to not wear two faces on social media to please others. Oh, that came to a screeching halt. I think if you were in my space on Thursday night, you figured that out. I've been trying to get those things straightened out with myself when it comes to social media and wearing two faces. I won't do it anymore. I just won't. Trump has made some bad mistakes that have made people walk away. His policies are fantastic. Is he ordained by God? I don't know. It's not up to me. That's up to God. But people seem to be putting him on a pedestal of worship that I cannot participate in. Um, do I want our country to be run like a business and get back the 4 years that we had when it came to some very good policies and a couple of really questionable ones? I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I do. Do I think it's only Trump that can make that? No, I don't. Do I want to be involved in a party that believes in um, just straight evil? I mean, straight evil that has blindfolded people in hate, and that's all they see in front of them now on this blindfold is hate. And it's blinded them to the point where they don't understand what they're supporting. And there now we have all of these, you know, uh, parades with men and women walking naked in front of children, and our moral society totally corrupted, and the soul of a nation being lost that should be under the umbrella of God. And they've sold souls, and they buy and sell them on the internet every day. Um, I was I was invited to the RNC. I was invited to the DNC. I got those invitations a while ago. I won't go to either. I didn't go to RNC. I'm not going to DNC. I understand why they wanted me to go. I mean, I get it. Did I go to Believers and Ballots at a Trump event? I sure did. I sure did. I wanted to know in a godly way what was transpiring on that stage and see it for myself. Sometimes you gotta understand who you're dealing with and who you're sharing stages with, which I do quite often. Um, and I want that understanding. Will I go to smaller events? Maybe. that the left, has and presents? Yes, I will. Know your enemy. Am I going to consort with them? Nope. Not at the RNC and not at the DNC. I would never do that. I would need two armors of God to go to either one of those events, and to use my dislike for one party to start supporting another party, or vice versa, or to even have the audacity to think that both parties are different, which they are not. Um, no, can't do it. I can't do it. Because when you read your own life into these things, and I say read for a reason, I read my life into a genre of people that I thought I fit in with very well, like minded people. But when you read into those people fully without any protection, you start to get this tunnel vision, and you start to, want to have the confrontations and have those arguments, and try to make people change their beliefs. And I don't want to do that anymore, because I'd rather get on my knees and pray for those people. And God's much bigger than all of those things. He can straighten it out in a hurry. Some of those people are lost, will never be found. It's unfortunate, but true. We know this. Um, I don't want to be lost anymore. I don't want to be lost in the Republican Party or the Democrat Party. I don't want to be lost in anyone who thinks that that's the world that we live in today. Are they running it? They sure are. But I want to be in the world according to Chelle now. The one that just wants to be living her life peacefully. Hi, Gino. Good evening. And the one that wants to be living her life in enjoyment. And I really want to enjoy my life now. Will I find somebody to do that with that's going to be soul connected to me, equally yoked to me in love, equally yoked to me in my spiritual mindset? Hopefully. Is God going to bring somebody back to me once they're in that mindset that He made plans for me? Hopefully. Is God going to give Chelle all the peace and comfort and understanding and wisdom that I pray for? You bet. He is. He's starting to work on me pretty hard now. But is Chelle going to be one of those that is going to be influenced by people who are not influenced by God now? Nope. Nope. I was. Would have sold my soul to be with someone. Almost did. Almost did. But then God started showing them to me in a light that was not kosher with Him. And uh, I was blown away. Um, I really was, because I thought that was the person that was for me. We share a lot of traits, and we share a lot of different things. What we don't share is our morals. And that's disappointing to me, but it is what it is. And that's where God said we are not equally yoked. Our morals are not aligned. And we have to be aligned with His will and not our own. And that's where I was going wrong this entire time. This entire time. With my entire life, not just in romance or, you know, uh, friendship. Um, I was just going wrong because I walked away and I got too far. Almost got too far. Almost. But anyway, that's enough of that. We've talked about music, and we've talked about, some different things. We can talk about anything you want. I have my favorite baseball team, and I have truck driving skills, if you want to talk about some truck driving, if you want to talk about anything, you know, where you been? What have you seen? What are the best experiences you've ever had? What are your favorite movies? You know, anything like that. Just ask me anything. Doesn't matter. Just don't ask me if I want a relationship anytime soon, because I can answer that one right now. No, I don't. I want good friends, a peaceful life, people I can talk to that are easygoing and aren't sending me invitations to join them in their, how do I say it kindly, in their bedroom. Um, because those types of people who are in my DMs, I swipe left and delete now. I don't take part in it anymore. I used to get, you know, excited. Ooh, they're interested in me. Until I realized they're interested in everybody they can get their hands on. Anybody who, you know, will play the little game back with them and make their worldly pleasure, you know, fulfilled. And I'm not doing that. Not anymore. I can't. I can't bring myself to do it anymore. It's wrong. It's immoral. It plays with people's minds and hearts, and it does absolutely nothing to fulfill any desire or void of love that you may be feeling. When people, when, okay, I'll give you an example. I'll just say a man. Nothing personal, guys, in the chat. I'll just say men. When men do that with women and multiple women, and they search for different women to start those things with on social media, or they use it to participate in those things on social media. Their hearts are too crowded for me. They're too crowded. I don't want to be in a crowded heart. I don't want to share a crowded heart or fight for, you know, a heart anymore. If they have a heart that desires me and me only, and we can establish that without uh, D pics and um, love bombing and then walking away from it because you got, you know, somebody else you're interested in now, or whatever transpires in those, you know, DM rooms that I used to participate in. Um, I don't want it anymore in my life, ever. Um, at the moment, it feels right, it feels honest, and it feels desirable. Um, but it turns out it doesn't mean anything. It never meant anything, and it was just a hook. And men do those, and women too, do those things to have lots of options. And if you already have lots of options, you don't need me at all, ever. So it took me a while to understand that that was happening, because you know, you have that mindset. Oh, you know, you're the only one he's talking to. How special are you? He thinks you're special. He sends you things that make you feel so special. And then he or she walks away. They found somebody else to do that with, because maybe they're responding better, or they're worth more to fly off into the sunset with, or to jump in a, you know, plane or car or whatever you have, you know, means of transportation, and go and visit them and bed them first, you know, and now you've got a piece of them and you can move on and go try the next, you know, rodeo you're in and the next DM out, you know, whatever it is. I realized just how sick that actually is. It's sick. It's an addiction, and it's immoral, and it's it's usually people that I found out that are addicted to pornography, um, whether it be pictures or videos or, you know, going one on one with somebody doing some pretty nasty things that are very pleasurable. Um, Not that I have ever done that. I have not. I'll put it on the line right there. I have not done those things. I can't. I've never approached anybody and asked them to do them for me or with me, ever. Um, but I found some of them, one in particular, a Marine, that I thought I finally found love with, that my heart finally was not hard anymore, and I could say I would I would do anything for that person. And um, I realized that the addiction had frustrated me. I didn't understand what was going on. I didn't understand why the on and off, the hot, the cold, all of these things. And then he just came back into my life, and I told him, I said, I I think you're great. His voice, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, trips my trigger. He's got one of the best voices I've ever heard. Very attractive to me. Um, but I told him, I said, I can't let you in the way we were before. You realize that, don't you? I mean, welcome back. Yes, I'll put you back in our DM room. Yes, I'll do this and that. But please don't come at me like that again. And he said, you know, that's not why I'm back. You know why I went, he suffers from some PTSD. But he said, I went and I said to myself, I'm not accomplishing anything. He said, I've never been married, never in a long term relationship, always put women on a scale, 1 to 10, and always went for the 10. He said, and I realized that that has not fulfilled my life at all. He's 50, he's going to be 55 years old. And he figured out he's missing something, right? There's something missing. And to my delight and my absolute excitement, he said, I had to go and find God. And I did. And he told me he's going to some uh, church services, Bible studies, getting away from the things that he was addicted to, like, the pornography and, um, the women that he would want to view online that had they were either on Pornhub or they were somewhere else that were absolutely distracting him from living his own life with somebody who might be wonderful for him. Even another friend of ours was just like, oh my God, are we going to be able to marry you off finally? And he was like, nope, not yet. But, we got excited about it. We were tickled. And we were loving the fact that, especially me, because I had such a heart for this guy. Um, and, maybe God brought him back into my life for a reason, that we can hold each other up now in Christ instead of in a different way that wasn't godly. And I think that's wonderful. Whether anything comes to me in the form of a relationship that I you know do desire but don't have, it's going to have to come from God, and I'm going to have to know it like really solid, like solid. I cannot be unequally yoked with people anymore. It has devastated my life. And I want it to be from God now. And if they're not getting into that mindset that, you know, um, they need a different flavor every week or every month or every couple of months, I might look at something like that. But um, I won't have that anymore. And he understands that. He really does. And I'm glad we're chatting again. I'm glad we're talking. I'm glad we're able to help each other through this crisis of walking away from God and almost getting too far. I'm happy to know that He's okay. I really am. Um, I'm happy to go on and be by myself too. I really am. I wasn't a week ago, 2 weeks ago, a year ago. I wasn't. I was mad that I didn't have anybody to share my life with. We're getting really mad. But as far as you know, getting straightened out these last couple of days, and knowing that I do have so many good things that I can look at, and being reminded of that, and so many great friends in my life. Um, three solid, three. That's it. Like who I say is like friend. But my daddy told me my entire life, I will count my friends on one hand. He was right. That man ain't never lied to me. Um, Even one that I'm going to have to pray for hard because, maybe they're in that mode of being blessed by the wrong things. Because blessings can be given to you uh, in disguise to make you do bidding that you wouldn't normally do if you were in a mindset of God. Um, and that just brings me back to the whole, doing the DMs and the love bombing and the different flavor of woman or man every other week or whatever you do, and having your heart full of women, men, very crowded. Uh, those things are of no value, and they don't. I don't want them to exist for me ever again. They don't bring value to my life. They bring a temporary satisfaction, and then you gain nothing from it. Absolutely nothing. The only thing you do is devastate, hurt, and lose people who valued you when you were not valuing them. That's bad. That's bad. I was doing that to people, guys. I will admittedly say that I was doing that, but I want serenity now, and I want peace, and I want to be in a mindset of it's okay now. I never thought anything was okay. I was just like, why? You know what? Oh, that's a lie. Your actions and what you're telling me totally contradict each other. That's a lie. I was always conflicting and starting conflict because of my questions about things. Now, you do you. More power to you. Good luck, uh, with what you're doing because, um, it's only temporary and you will not accomplish anything with it. You will have nothing out of it, and you will die with nothing benefiting you, your soul, or your spirit from it. But if you want to sacrifice it all now for the earthly stuff, you go right on ahead. You know, uh, People look at women and they say, "Oh, you're a whore," but then they look at men and they go, "Oh my God, you know, um, you're an Adonis, and I just want to be with you." And they can have however many women they want. I don't like that either. I don't like that either. And then they get the mindset. It's divide the legs and conquer instead of a mindset of life fulfillment with something that you can take with you when you're gone. You can't take any of that with you. You just gave yourself away to a lot of people and didn't sanctify yourself. You didn't value yourself enough to think that, they're using you too. He's just using you. I don't know how two people could use each other like that. Or one person can use many like that. Man or woman, doesn't matter. How does that happen? How do you get there? How do you get there? You get there because you're convinced that earthly pleasures are all that matter. Life is temporary. Screw it all, you know. Um, and you put yourself before anything else and even before God. When you get in that mindset, it's dangerous. Dangerous. You cannot have a fulfilled life that way. I don't care what you own, how much money you got, how many homes you got, all the places you can go, and walk in and everybody knows your name because you're so important. None of that will matter after your last breath. They'll forget about you. They got what they wanted from you too. And guess what? They didn't care about you either. And when I realized all of those things in the last few days, and believe me, it was heavy. I cried a lot. Uh, when I realized that, I realized it's time to step away. Now, there's one person in my life I will never leave. And that's because it's not loyalty anymore. I don't need them. I don't want them. Um, they don't validate me. They used to. They don't anymore. It doesn't matter to me anymore. They're not somebody who uh, brings that uh, status to me anymore. Does their status only means something to them now? But that is the one person I will hold dear in my heart. Um, I will never let that go. I don't I love them, but I'm not in love with them anymore. If that makes sense to anybody. Um, it would have to change a lot for me to ever get those kinds of feelings back again. But I will pray for them and I will fight for them and I will stand up for them. And it doesn't matter what they're doing with their own life because that's between them and God. And God sees it all. He hears it all, He sees it all. But that's between them. And it's not up to me anymore to question it or anything else. All I know is there's something in my spirit that tells me we met for a reason. It might not be for the reason I wanted, and I wanted it. God, did I want it? I wanted it bad. Um, I mistook it for love in my heart, and it wasn't. It was more of a connection and admiration that I thought I absolutely fell into it in a manner that I would have done anything for it. And now I won't. And even if they're not a part of my life, we never meet, we never see each other, never hug, never smile at each other, never own up to the promises of, oh, this is going to happen and that's going to happen, you bet, and blah, blah, blah. And it's never happened yet. I mean, that's pretty obvious, right? It's not going to happen. Sometimes you feel good telling someone something that you really do intend to do, but you don't do it because you don't want to. Um, Even if it continues that way, that person will still be very, very special to me because maybe we didn't choose each other or one chose, the other, but the other one didn't reciprocate that, choosing. But there's a soul connection there that I can't explain, and a reason God Himself sat me down about the situation, but told me you know, that I could cover them with my prayers and love them like that. That's awesome to me. So the rest, I don't have to worry about anymore. Because even if I could never give them a hug and show them how much I've appreciated everything and what I feel about our friendship that I hope never ever ends, um, that doesn't matter to me anymore. And it's awesome that God took that desire away from me and took whatever desire that was temporary or misguided or unfortunately, not really meant um, for that person towards me away. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. I don't need to look at it as a bad thing anymore or be mad or angry about it anymore. Um, and my other friend, same thing. Same thing. It's like all of a sudden, and I finally heard from her. I was very angry with her. I felt like abandoned by a lot of people. And boy, God straightened me out about her too. And, I can know in my heart they're there always because, even not in the present, or in the physical sense, they may never be there in the physical sense. Ever. It doesn't matter to me anymore. They're present to me in my heart, and I can do everything in my power through prayer with that now. All three of those situations with my friends, all three of my friends. And I love that now. And I hope I don't get sideways and forget what God has now shown me and that I know now to be true. Um, that I was getting away from him with that. But I want to be there and be solid for those three friends that I count on my hand uh, in the spiritual. And not, it doesn't have to be physical anymore. It doesn't, I don't desire that anymore, honestly. Um, except for my girlfriend, Mary Jane. She's awesome. I have the best time with her. We have the best time. I love her smile. I love her humor. I love her hugs. I love the wild things we do, or this sitting there watching a movie and talking about all kinds of different things. It's the most satisfying thing for me in the world, and I love that. I love the people that I meet at events. One just a few days ago, I kind of kept it a secret, and I'll tell everybody soon, but I wanted to keep that a secret, and it was great. It was fantastic, and even my friend that just came back to me about a week ago. Um, I don't know what the future holds with us. Uh, he's come a long way. He's made a 180-degree turnaround. It was shocking to me. Uh, but we all, fall down and stumble a lot. And I realize that. And I also realize, guess what? I'm going to stay solid for him too. It doesn't matter about, you know, those things I mentioned before. It just doesn't matter anymore. Um, you know, it's a powerful thing to give someone your friendship and to be solid for them. Because when they get to the position I was in, where I thought nobody was there anymore, nobody, I realized that they were in different ways and just waiting for me to get over my anger and my depression and my overwhelmed sense of life before they could, step up and say, "Hey, I'm here." Just had to give you a minute. My friend Mary Jane, when I got mad and I was like, I guess our friendship's just done, right? You're done with me. I took it out on a lot of people. I'm not gonna lie. Her, my biggest regret. taking it out on her. My biggest regret. But she said, "What am I, a used car salesman?" No, she just came right back at me. And I was just like, whoa, you know, that's the way I'm going to be for my friends now. Instead of getting into my little pity pool and having a year-long party again, I think I'll just not do that ever again. But as far as the life stuff, I mean, that's how I'm going to live it from now on. Um, and what happens, happens. And I'll deal with it when it happens. Well, will I give my heart away again? Probably not. Probably not. I got a long way to go uh, with myself before that ever happens again. I don't trust anymore. Um, I one person uh, taught me not to trust anymore in love, and I won't ever again. I won't ever again. Um, I was fooled, and it wasn't even intentional on their part, I'm sure, but I was fooled, and I'm nobody's fool anymore. Um, that's it. I don't even know what else to talk about, y'all. I'm just rambling. I'm shocked anybody's still watching. Quite a few, actually, which is shocking to me. There's a lot, actually, more than I ever imagined. I started out with one, and then two, and then three, and uh, now it looks like quite a few. But I hope you guys enjoyed my shell talk tonight. And there's going to be more. You guys, I have so much planned. I can't wait for some of the things that I've been wanting to do for so long to come to fruition on this platform. And I will say good night. And it is recorded so other people could come listen to it. But um, the peace and the realization of, you know, the political arena that I was in and what I want to step away from is exciting, and change is exciting, and I can't wait because I'm gonna bring a lot. I'm gonna bring a lot. Um, I don't know if it'll do it once a week. I might pop in, just chat, every once in a while. But I want a dedicated live where you guys can meet different people from all different walks of life who are interested in all different things. We might walk through and talk to each other, in a natural spring national park, and just enjoy nature and ground and have just good, solid, wholesome conversation. We might get somebody that's going to show us their products and t-shirts they're screening, or build other businesses up, small business, home-based business, whatever it might be. Learn how to do some arts and crafts. Talk to people who are animal lovers, and learn about different species, all kinds of things. There's so many things. I could just go on and do another hour on just talking to you about what I want for that. But it's coming. It's coming. And I hope you all join me for it, because I'm here for it. And I hope you're here for it too, because it ain't all about the political arena. I'm tired of it owning my life and my emotions. And I'm tired of people who are so involved in it um, that I thought I was supposed to be equally yoked with, and I'm not. I thought I was, but I'm not. I'm not at all. I'm appalled by it, actually. So, time to step away and find some new things, new people, new hearts, new spirits, new crafts, new everything. So, get ready, because I'm going to shock you with what I bring to the table next. Y'all have a wonderful night, and we'll see you next time on Shell Talk.